Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show today. Well, in this Cricket Happening Show, we are going to look at one match which happened today in the Champions League. As you know, Otago Volts of New Zealand, who actually qualified for the Champions League proper, put up the highest score in the Champions League's history by making 242 for 4 of their 20 overs. Which was largely set up by the opener Neil Broom, who got his first 2020 century in his career, and the way he blitzed the bowling, he actually contributed an unbeaten 117 of just 56 deliveries by hitting 9 fours and 8 sixes in that knock, and he had good support from De Border, who cracked 45 28 balls with 5 fours and 2 sixes. And then Ryan Cat, as you know, in the qualifiers also he played a great hand. And today, this was, even though Neil Broom's innings was something because he scored a century, Ryan Cat also took full advantage as far as this particular innings is concerned by actually slamming the ball into all parts of the ground by making by making 66 runs of just 26 deliveries with 3 fours and 6 sixes. And he was in a partnership with Neil Broom. When the score was from 76 for 3, the score galloped to 100. They were 76 for 3 in the 10th over, and the score galloped to 204 in the 18th over. So such was the damage which was created by both these batsmen. And after that, I mean, if you look at the bowling was pretty weak as far as the Perth Scorchers were concerned. This was their first game today, and Otago were also playing their first game. As you know, their first game against Mumbai Indians was washed out, with both the teams sharing 1 point. But today, one really saw Otago in full gear, and under the pressure, the Perth Scorchers couldn't really be up to the task, and it was a very stiff run rate to chase to get off 12.10 runs per over, and it was always on the writing was always on the wall. And the Perth Scorchers really couldn't. I mean, they tried their best, but what they could muster was just 180 for 6 of their 20 overs. Just talking about the game here, it was the Otago Volts who actually batted first, with the Perth Scorchers winning the toss and putting the Otago in. Well, but there was I mean, it all started. I mean, it was the Neil Broom and Hamish Rutherford, the openers, were there in the middle, and it all started from the 3rd over. In fact, there was a new bowler, he's a rookie bowler, whose name is Joel Paris, who actually made his debut today. And Joel Paris actually, what a dream debut for Joel Paris. What he did is he actually picked up, he reduced the score of Otago to 9 for 2 by dismissing first Hamish Rutherford, who was LBW bowled Paris for 2. This was the 3rd over, and in fact Joel Paris was bowling his first over as far as his Champions League debut here, and the first ball itself, he actually in the third, that was in the 3rd over, the first delivery that he bowled in the Champions League netted him a wicket. As first he picked up Hamish Rutherford, who was LBW bowled Paris for 2, and Brendan McCullum followed him back to the pavilion. The very next delivery, LBW bowled Paris for a duck, and the score was 9 for 2. And it was looking like on a batting pitch, suddenly the Otago were looking in trouble at 9 for 2. But after that, what was very unique about the approach, even though the wickets fell, Neil Broom and De Border decided that it's better to attack the bowling, because the ball, because they perfectly, I would say, they sussed up the pitch pretty early, and they found out that, you know, it is a good batting pitch to bat on here at the Savai Man Singh Stadium in Jaipur, and they started going their merry way by throwing the bat at the ball. In the sense, they started hitting the bowlers, and the initiative that was taken, I mean, the good position that was created by the Perth Scorchers by actually inserting the Otago batsman in to bat first really backfired after that stage, because from 9 for 2 suddenly the inning started gathering momentum. It was in the third over that the score was 9-2, and after that it was a very, very punishing partnership. In fact, if you look at it, the third wicket fell with the score on 76, and that was in the 10th over, and it was absolutely some brilliant hitting, especially by de Boerder, who went after the bowling. Neil Broom was also doing, but Neil Broom was not hitting any sixes. He was only dealing in boundaries at that stage, but most of the boundaries that Neil Broom hit was on the leg side, and things were going pretty well. In fact, if you look at it, it was what they did is they reked out 67 runs in a span of, I'm just trying to see, it is precisely 45 balls, and 67 balls were really raked in, with the contribution from de Boerder being 28 balls, with 5 fours and 2 sixes, and then Adam Vokes actually coming in and picking up his wicket. So Adam Vokes was out for, de Boerder was out for 45, and it was 76 for 3 in the 10th over. And still, it was good going as far as Perth Scorchers were concerned, even though Otago were totally, getting slowly, I wouldn't say under control, but definitely getting the innings on the mend. It was something that Perth Scorchers might have thought that they might be doing a good job here at 76 for 3, but things totally changed with the entry of the Dutch all-rounder Rantan Dorscat, and he went on banging the bowling, and his presence made Neil Broom start going aerial. He started hitting sixes at will, and he was swinging lots of leg side sixes, and then he hit 3 sixes. Now, as you know, Paris was the bowler who actually made his debut. He had a dream debut. He picked up not only 2 wickets but also bowled a maiden over, and see his figures. His figures were totally damaged beyond recognition, as Paris from 1 over 1 maiden, no run and 2 wickets, finally had his figures ruined by Neil Broom and Rantan Dorscat, who actually slammed him for a lot of runs. In fact, hitting 5 sixes in a particular over, both of them together, 3 sixes coming from the blade of Neil Broom, and Rantan Dorscat slamming 2 sixes. So those 5 sixes, and that made the bowling figures of Joel Paris look absolutely shabby. At 4 overs, 1 maiden, he got 50 runs under his belt. He gave away 50 runs, and he took 2 wickets. And as I said, this partnership was the one which started from 76 for 3 and only ended when the score reached the double century mark, that is 204. That was the 18th over. Until such time, that was absolute carnage from the Otago batsmen, especially Neil Broom, who, as I said, was really growing in confidence. He was strong on the leg side. He was also hitting some very good sixes over the cover region, and it would have made any top batsman proud. Yes, if you look at the bowling attack of Perth Scorchers, it was not nothing. You wouldn't see names which are really worrisome, because they are all the Perth Scorchers doesn't have any big names which are playing for Australia other than Michael Beer and Ashton Agar, but both of them got taken for runs, and finally this partnership was broken in the 18th over when Rantan Dorscat, after banging 66 of 26 deliveries with 3 fours and 6 sixes left to the pavilion, caught Davis bowled Bandoff. Bandoff was also really taken to the cleaners. 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 43. Michael Beer, 4 overs, no maiden, none for 32. And then Neil Broom bringing up his maiden 2020 century in style by hitting a 6. What a way to bring his century. And in the last 2 overs, Neil Broom, along with Neesham, cracked 42 runs, of which the lion's share went to Neil Broom. And Neil Broom finishing on an unbeaten 117 of 56 balls with 9 fours and 8 sixes. And Neesham not out on 8 of 4 balls with 2 fours, and Otago sitting on a princely score and on the highest score in the Champions League history of 242 for 4 of 20 overs, a new record. As far as the bowling figures were concerned, the bowling figures absolutely ruined. None for 32 for Michael Beer, Bandoff 1 for 43, Paris on his debut, 4 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 50. Copley, 3 overs. He also made his debut, was absolutely shattered by Ryan van Doorskat. 3 overs, no maiden, none for 45. Agar, 2 overs, no maiden, none for 22. Cartwright, 1 for 14, 1 over for 14. Adam Vokes bowling 2 overs, 1 for 36. He was also taken to the cleaners. And then Perth Scorchers in the pressure, even though the 242 was a big score to chase, what Perth Scorchers did is that they opened with Liam Davis and Ashton Agar, and it was Perth Scorchers never got off. They got off to a bad start. Not only that, they lost 3 wickets for 11 runs at the start, with the first wicket being Liam Davis actually out in the deep, caught Rutherford, bowled Butler for a duck, and then Butler then picked up the wicket of Ashton Agar, who had hit 1-4 and 1-6 in a knock of 10 of 5 balls. He was caught by the border of Butler for 10, which made it 11 for 2, and Katich, due to a misunderstanding with his fellow partner Adam Vokes, was run out for a duck, which was very bad. Simon Katich's captain, as I said, he was the only big name in the Australian cricket team, in the Perth Scorchers team, but he couldn't do. He was out for a duck due to the misunderstanding, and then the score was 11 for 3 in the second over. So after that, things became pretty difficult. Adam Vokes, after that, the contributions came from Adam Vokes to make 36 of 27 balls with 5 fours. Cartwright was there till the end, but he couldn't. It was a very, very arduous task for Perth Scorchers to win this match, as Cartwright contributed an unbeaten 69 of 53 balls with 6 fours and 2 sixes in the losing cause. Ashton Turner briefly entertained with 27 of 18 balls with 2 fours and 1 6, and Triffitt also did the same, cracking 25 of 17 balls, 2 fours and 1 6, but that was not enough, with Perth Scorchers in reply really finding the pressure too much, finishing at 180 for 6 of their 20 overs. The bowling figures: Ian Butler 4 overs, no maiden, 3 for 47. Macmillan 1 for 19. Beard 4 overs, no maiden, none for 35. Neil Wagner 3 overs for 24. 3 overs for 20 for Neesham. 3 overs, no maiden, 1 for 29. Otago took 4 points, and player of the match, well, there is absolutely not an iota of a doubt, Neil Broom, for his cracking innings and the first century in the Champions League 2013. 117 not out of 56 balls, 9 fours and 8 sixes. A stupendous knock from Neil Broom, and Otago winning the match by 62 runs. Now, the next match that I'm going to talk about is I will come to the cricket update on the Rajasthan Royals versus Lions, which is right now happening here at the Sawai Man Singh Stadium. I'll come to that. Currently, I do see that Rajasthan Royals are 119 for 4 in the 16th over, 120 for 4 in the 16th over. Stuart Binney, 25 of 15, looking good and with 4 boundaries. Brad Hodge is not out on 7 of 6 balls. I'll come to that later. In the meanwhile, as you know, yesterday there was a match which was played. I just want to briefly cover on that, very, very briefly, as I had left you with Sunrisers Hyderabad requiring 164 for victory against Trinidad and Tobago. They actually won the match yesterday by 4 wickets, with Thisara Pereira being the hero, smashing 57 of 32 deliveries with 4 fours and an equal number of sixes. And then, other than that, Parthiv Patel 17, 23 to Dhawan, Dumini 17. But as I said, Thisara Pereira was the man of the match, who went on swinging. But let's look at Trinidad and Tobago's bowling figures. Sunil Narine in a losing match, bowling 4 overs, 1 maiden, 9 runs and 4 wickets, and he was the one who really ran a sort of a nail into the Sunrisers Hyderabad innings. And then from a position, they started losing wickets at regular intervals due to Sunil Narine's bowling, and then added to the pressure, but Thisara Pereira relieved them of the pressure by slamming some big sixes and boundaries and taking his team to victory. So Sunrisers Hyderabad taking 4 points, beating Trinidad and Tobago by 4 wickets. Now let's go to the cricket update here with the game which is happening between Rajasthan Royals and Lions. And well, Binney is in real form right now. He's hit 1 6 and a 4 of the bowling of Aaron Fungiso was preferred today in place of Imran Tahir. This is the match which is going on between Rajasthan Royals and Lions. Lions won the toss and put the Rajasthan Royals in. Rajasthan Royals had the captain Rahul Dravid playing a good hand and looking pretty good in his timing, contributing 31 runs of 30 balls with 5 fours, 5 very, very well-timed fours from Rahul Dravid. Rahani was out for 6 to the bowling of Sohail Tanveer. Samson disappointed, making 12 of 11 balls with 2 fours. Shane Watson made 33 of 24 balls with 4 fours and 2 sixes. And currently, I'm just taking you down to the ground where the score reads 132 for 4 in the 16th over. Stuart Binney is slowly getting into a high gear here. Just hit a 6 and a 4 of the bowling of Arun Fungiso, the left arm spinner. And his contribution, he's batting on 36 of 18 balls, 5 fours and 1 6. Giving him company. Brad Hodge not out on 8 of 7 balls with 1 4. A brief look at the bowling figures here for the Lions. Sotsobe 4 overs 2 for 26. Tanveer 2 overs no maiden 1 for 7. Villoven had been a bit costly, 3 overs none for 33. Pretorius bowled well, 3 overs no maiden 1 for 16. But Arun Fungiso has been really carved up by the Rajasthan Royals batsman. As 3.5 overs no maiden has leaked 50 runs of his quota. He has one more ball to bowl. Let's go and see how Arun Fungiso bowls the last delivery, and I'm sure Stuart Binney, who has already hit him for a 6 and a 4, would be on strike. And well, the last ball to Binney has yielded 2 runs, so the 16th over comes to an end. Fungiso finishes with bowling figures of 4 overs no maiden, none for 52. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I'm going to leave you from this cricket update right now with the score of Rajasthan Royals on 138 for 4 in the 17th over against the Lions of South Africa. Stuart Binney 38 not out of 19 balls, 5 fours and 1 6. Brad Hodge 12 of 9 balls with 2 fours. I think the score could really swell to something in excess of 170 if Brad Hodge and Stuart Binney could be there till the end, because it's very vital, because both the batsmen can really hit the ball pretty long. And as I see, Hodge has just pulled a boundary of the bowling of Dwayne Pretorius. Well, dear fans and subscribers, on this very note, your host Ram would like to end the cricket show for today, but promising you as usual, the Cricket Happening show will be there tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye from your host Ram. Thank you.